Okay, here's a third wizardly trick that you can do that's a great strategy for doing some geometry questions more quickly, efficiently, and sometimes accurately. On the SAT, but not the ACT, diagrams are drawn to scale unless the diagram on the SAT says it's not drawn to scale. On the ACT, diagrams are not necessarily drawn to scale. The ACT, folks will say they're not drawn to scale. Most of the times they're very close to drawn to scale and you can use it, but there's not a guarantee they're drawn to scale, so you have to be very, very careful. So I recommend you don't do this on the ACT, but absolutely do this little technique on the SAT and it can speed you up. Let's see what it's all about. Let's look at this particular question, number 1, down at the bottom of the page in your student manual, and you'll see this diagram with a diagonal that is looking like it ought to be in a square. So let's see what the question says. In the square ABCD, so we're confirmed it is a square, and it says the length of the diagonal is square roots of 2. So on the diagonal from A to C, write radical 2 so that you have all your information in one place. Then what is the perimeter of the square? I underline words like perimeter so I don't make a mistake, because at some point in this process I'm going to figure out the length of a side and I might pick that as my right answer, and the test writers will often look for wrong answers that are common and put them in the answers, and you might fall for a trap. So underline perimeter, and right away we know perimeter is the length of the 4 sides. So it's 4 times S, or the length of one of the sides. So we know we've got to get the side out of this somehow. The only mathematical information is we have the diagonals of square root of 2. So there's a couple of ways to attack it. To keep your geometry teacher happy, you would see square roots of 2 as the diagonal of a square. If you refer back to the cheat sheet at the beginning of an SAT math section, on the ACT you have to have memorized this, you'll see that there is an isosceles right triangle that tells you that the sides of that right triangle are S, and the diagonal would be the side times the square root of 2. Well, right away we've got this flag here that tells us that the sides have to do with the relationship with the square root of 2. This is 1 times the square root of 2, so the lengths of each side are 1, and 1 times 4 is 4. That leads us to answer B, and we're all done. Geometry teacher's happy. You've got the right answer. Circle it in your book, bubble it in, and move on to the next question. But let's say this is a geometry question you couldn't do. Now what can you do? Rather than give up, use the wizard strategy of remembering it's drawn to scale. So here's what you can do. Turn your pencil into a ruler. Now you can't take a ruler in. You cannot tear a piece of paper off the corner of the test booklet and turn that into a ruler, but you can use your pencil. So what I want you to do is think about your pencil as a ruler. The point of your ruler is the beginning of your ruler, and you can slide your thumb along the length of the ruler to measure the length of a line. So let's do that with this diagonal. If I take my pencil and I lay it down right here on A, and I put my thumb at C, that is the square root of 2. Now if I take that line and I put it against one of the sides, I immediately see that BC or any of the other sides has to be less than the square root of 2. So I know the answer has to be 4 times something less than the square root of 2. And it's about 2/3 of the square root of 2, but we'll just understand it's less than the square root of 2. So if we take a look at that, let's look at the answers. Well, 2 wouldn't be large enough, would it? So we can put a scratch through A. 4 might work, because 4 times something less than the square root of 2 could be 4 times 1, so that might be it. Then we look at C. 4 times the square root of 2 Well, we know that's too big, don't we? Because we already know it's 4 times something less than the square root of 2. So C is too big, and if C is too big, because we know the answers are in ascending order, we know that D is too big because 4 times 2 is 8. So they can't be too long. They have to be less than the square root of 2. So we're all good. We circle B in the book, then we bubble it in, and we move on. So that's a great strategy for you to use when you're stuck on a geometry question. You can use it to confirm an answer. You can do your geometry and then do what we just did, and we confirm that we got a 4. You can use it to guesstimate an answer. So oftentimes you can't get the exact answer, but you know it's round about a certain number, and usually that'll allow you to eliminate 2 of the answers and sometimes 3. So you can use it for that as well. So this is a wizardly technique that you can use to raise your score on test day. So practice it when you're doing geometry. Even when you know how to do the geometry, I want you to notice using your pencil as a ruler can help you check your work. So have fun with that strategy and watch your test scores go up.